Hey guys, this is Kurt Holford here, and this is your 20-minute challenge for January 2020. Um, First thing first, I'm gonna be doing this a little bit differently. In previous videos, I've done a lot of talking through a lot of the warm-up exercise and why it's important. I think I've gotten to a point right now where we've gotten to the point where we understand what we need to warm ourselves up and that there's good strengthening things. If you're new to this, go back to some of my other ones or ping me as far as if you have any clarification questions on what can be done for that. I'm still going to write in the text for the description of this, all the things that you can be doing for this and that are recommended as far as for warm-ups. But I'm going to start just giving the drill and less talking about all the other feedback for it. So for this month, we're going to be kind of getting back to the basics here and working in the concept of cutting to and from the legger. So when we talk about moving from position to position, all things are an aggressive action to be able to take ground on an opponent, and that's definitely true when you start talking about two of the legger that do not have points out from you, and now we're talking about your Tag as well as your neben or your nebenhoot or your alber. So what we're going to be doing here today is we're just going to be kind of going through what the drill is going to be, and now I'm going to start showing other variances in which you can do as you feel comfortable with doing that. So this is what it's going to look like as far as for the full progression. So that one it is Tag to nebenhoot or your iron gate, and then right back up and around into the other side. You can also do this utilizing your alber. So in that right there, you notice the footwork is not just side to side, but it's triangle stepping back and forth to really get the hips generating into that power piece. Okay, so that's the first phase of this. Is to start off, you can start from the basic position of alber and then kind of transitioning into your nebenhoot, so you kind of come back up. The cut from below is a false edge cut, so you're just kind of following the line down and coming right back up and then coming down with the true edge with your Oberhau variant. It's transitioning between that back and forth and allowing the flow to go with this. Engage the hips as far as everything else. So I'm going to do that once more, but I'm going to do side profile so you can kind of see the whole thing, and I'll vary the speeds, and then we'll go into what the second version of this is. That's your alber, now the neben. Okay, so those are your position changes from there. One of the big things about this is you're trying to keep the hands so that it's just coming down with this. Not coming like this so much, more like it's coming down with the cut. So with that, kind of limiting the egg, where it's that the blade's out there first, vice your hands. Good practice dynamics as far as make sure that you don't get cut as far as your Oberhau cuts are concerned. So the next portion of this right here is, once you've kind of gone to that, is to take this, but then to start playing the game of switching side to side and not just rushing through and cutting, but actively thinking like there's an opponent in front of you and seeking that opportunity to come up, hold, and maybe come right back down. So I'm going to show a little bit of variancy with that. So in all those positions there, there was a couple times this kind of went with the pattern, but trying to pause between the cuts, disciplining in between there to be like, I'm up, what's the opening? It's right back down the other way. Taking that time right there, put yourself in a good position, optimizing a point in which you can take as far as the action is concerned. So I'm gonna do that one more time. And again, the two variants of this right here is just going slow through this to get that motion, and really let the hips go with this. Really let the hips flow with this. And then the second one of this is going to be, again, playing the game of coming up, nope, come right back this way. To actively think that you're cutting into different variances, okay? Side. Try to keep the blade out. Okay, that's your 20-minute challenge. As before, make sure that you're stretching and doing cool down repetitions as need be. Again, that'll be in the description as far as this video is concerned. Working more on this as far as engaging the hips and the core. Okay, so that's it, guys, gals. Hope to see y'all in the ring soon here. Keep training and have a great 2020. Fight on.